Hello, friends. Welcome back to another session of Becoming an Azure Administrator. In this session, we will learn about building a virtual machine. First of all, let us understand how a company set up its infrastructure in their own data center, how they host an application and make it available to users. To set up their infrastructure, they need to buy physical servers, they need to buy storage, and set up a network. Also, allocate physical space to set up the infrastructure, which comes with a large upfront cost for the companies. But in Azure, we have virtual machines which are virtually available instead of physically being available with you, which can be accessed from anywhere over the internet. Now, let's see what all is involved in the deployment of virtual machines. When we deploy a VM, we need to consider the size of VM, how much CPU or RAM is required, how many disks and what size of disks are required, the underlying operating system, whether Windows or Linux, and a virtual network of which the virtual machine will be part of. So, virtual machines are created with an OS disk and a network interface card, which comes from the virtual network. If there is a requirement of additional storage, we can either increase the size of OS disk or can attach an additional data disk. Now, talking about virtual networks, your virtual machines should be part of a virtual network from which it receives an IP to uniquely identify the device. Now, let's move to the Azure portal and go ahead with building a virtual machine. So, here we are on the Azure portal. Now, let's go to the global search and search for virtual machine. Here is the virtual machines. We'll select this. So here I have two virtual machines already deployed. But for this demo, let's create a new one. So I'll click on create and then Azure virtual machine. Now on this virtual machine pane, we will select the subscription where we want to deploy the virtual machine. And we need to select a resource group where this machine will be deployed. So we can either select one of the existing resource groups or can create a new one. So for this demo, let's create one new resource group. So I'll give it a name demo-rg01. Now we will name this virtual machine as Windows Windows Server. Now we need to define a region where this virtual machine will be located. So these regions are nothing but the data centers where this machine will be deployed. So virtually this machine is available to us, but originally it is hosted in one of the Azure data centers. It can be either East US, either South Central US, or Europe, or South Africa, North. So any of the regions it can be. Depends upon what location you choose. So I'm going to select here Central India. So the virtual machine will be deployed in the data center in Central India. Now, for the availability options, we will discuss these topics later in the session. For now, I'm going to select no infrastructure required. Security type, we will keep it as trusted launch virtual machines. Now, for the image, depends on the workload, depends on the type of operating system you need. For this demo, I'm going to select Windows Server 2019. Now comes the size of the virtual machine. You can select size based on the pricing, based on the compute you want. So depends upon the workload. Suppose you need 4 cores, 16 GB RAM, it's gonna cost you 12,000 something per month. Same way, the other sizes also varies and depends on the series of size you take. So for now, I'm going to take it as D4S V3, which is 4 vCPUs and 16 GB of RAM. Let's go ahead and give the administrator account credentials, which I'm going to give as Azure user and password. Now, for the public inbound ports, most of the organizations, for the security reasons, keep it as none because, as per the security practice, there should be no public inbound connectivity. But for this demo, we will keep it as allow selected ports and select RDP as the initial port. Now let's go to disk. So here, the default size for a Windows virtual machine is the 127 GB of OS disk. Now, coming to disk type, you can select either of the disk type, but Premium SSD is best suitable for production workload and gives you higher performance, and the cost is more compared to rest of the disk types. So for now, this demo, I will select it as standard HDD. So here is the part where we can define or attach a new data disk for an additional storage. So we will leave it as it is and move ahead on the next part, which is the networking part. Now here, every virtual machine needs to be a part of a virtual network. So it has given me a default name, or you can create a new one by selecting on create new. So here you can give the name to your virtual network. You can define the address space for your virtual network. You can create subnets out of your virtual network. So this topic, virtual network, we will discuss in later in the sessions. So for now, I will keep it as default and move ahead. So network security group, we will keep it as it is as basic. Public inbound ports open for RDP 3389. Rest, we will keep it as it is and move to the next stage. Here, we will keep everything as default and move to the next part. Here, we will enable the boot diagnostics with the managed storage account as recommended and move to the next. Move to the next. Here, now here in the tags, we can define the remarks for your virtual machine, like the environment, in which environment it is going to deploy, like the production one, or it can be the staging environment. So this way you can define like who created this, who is the creator of this virtual machine. I can give it my name. This way you can define tags. Now we can go ahead and click on review and create. So it will validate all the properties you have defined in the previous steps. Here you can see it has given us the aggregate price for this virtual machine per hour. Here you can review your settings, whatever you have defined in the previous steps, and after reviewing it, you can simply click on create. So it will take around 2-3 minutes to deploy. Now, after waiting for approx 2-3 minutes, the virtual machine is deployed successfully. So here we can see the status for this virtual machine is running, and the resource group where this machine is deployed is demo RG01. The operating system for this virtual machine is visible here. The size is also here, which is 4 vCPU and 16 GB of RAM. The public IP address allocated for this virtual machine 4.240.39.71. If we go below, here we can see the private IP which the machine has received from the virtual network, which is 10.0.0.4. Below, there are other details which you can review. Now, if I go to networking, so here you can see the network security group where while creating the virtual machine, we had allowed the public inbound port for RDP, which is 3389. So we will come to these topics later in our sessions. This is the network interface card which has been provided through the virtual network. Here we have the IP for this virtual machine which is 10.0.0.4. Let's go back and go to disk. This is our disk, OS disk, which is attached to this virtual machine. It is standard HDD LRS, which is like the lowest in cost, and the size of this disk is 127 GB. If we want additional storage, we can simply click on create and attach a new disk. Here, we can define the name and the type of storage and the size of this disk and click on save. So now let's look at some operations for this virtual machine. Go to the overview page. Here you will see some options available here. Start, restart, stop, capture, delete, refresh. So these options are available here. If you click on stop, the machine will go into deallocated state and you will not be charged for the hardware, the compute for this virtual machine. However, you will still be charged for the storage utilized by this virtual machine. Now let's see how to access this virtual machine. But before that, let's understand the technical concept behind it. If we remember, while creating the virtual machine, we had opened a public inbound port for RDP3389. So here on the network security group, you can see the port RDP3389 is allowed for this virtual machine. So for Windows virtual machines, RDP3389 port is used to access the virtual machines. And since we have the public IP associated for this virtual machine, we will be accessing this VM over the internet. Now, we'll go to the overview page and click on this connect. So there are two options available, connect via Bastion and connect. We'll click on connect. It will take us to the page where we can either download the RDP file or straight away copy this IP and go to Windows R and open MSTSC, paste the IP here and click on connect. Now here we will use as a different account and enter the credentials which we have given at the time of creation, which were the local administrator credentials. So I will give it the credentials here, Azure user, the password, click on yes. So now we are inside this virtual machine. So we are connecting to this virtual machine here. So this way we can deploy, create and manage a virtual machine. Thank you so much guys for watching. Let's catch up in the next session.